Hey everybody, I'm going to give you guys just a couple minutes to jump on. It's okay because I still need a couple minutes to finish up something. So tonight, what I'm going to talk about is the 7 F's, like as in the letter F, and how that can change your life. So I can't even talk. The 7 F's of OOLA. And yeah, so we're going to dive into that tonight, and I'm excited about that. Thank you, Chrissy, for giving me the opportunity to do this tonight. So for some of you, many of you probably know that actually I went with Chrissy to Syracuse, New York back in, I think, October. And I got to go to OOLA Palooza with her. And it was really pretty cool. I've seen Dr. Troy and Dr. Dave. The first year that I was with Young Living, they actually came to a, I don't know, some kind of Young Living function that was happening like in Flint somewhere. And so that was the first time I got to listen to them. Absolutely excellent. They're very truthful. They're down to earth. They're not, way up here like holier than thou. So yeah, it was an awesome experience. All right. Christy, I hope you're out there someplace. And I apologize because I don't have, I'm in my makeshift office. And I don't have real good lighting in here. And oddly enough, I'm married to an electrician. Can you imagine that? I won't say anything more about that. I'm going to give it just a couple minutes to see if anybody else jumps on, because I'm not even sure if I've got good connection, because things on my end are sort of bouncing around right now. So if there's anybody out there and you can hear me or see me, a thumbs up would be really great. I would appreciate it, so I know that somebody's out there. Anybody out there? I see one thumbs up. And it looks like Phyllis Beekler. That looks like Phyllis Beekler joined. So, yes. All right. Yay, Phyllis. Okay, so Phyllis, it's you and I so far. It's you and I so far tonight. All right, so I'm going to start off with, I think I'm going to talk about OOLA Grow and OOLA Balance. Now, this is not part of the 7 F's. These two oils are actually, like in conjunction to the 7 F's of OOLA. And by the way, Chrissy told me that the it's called Infused 7 kit is back in stock. That happens to have all 7 OOLA oils, and we're going to talk about those tonight. So we have Fun, Friends, Fitness, Family, Faith, Field, and Finance. So, but the other two I want to talk about that are not part of that particular kit that you can purchase separately are OOLA Grow and OOLA Balance. And I use both of these. Love them both. I can't remember one of these. OOLA Balance, I happen to like the smell of OOLA Balance a little bit better. It's a little bit sweeter. But I use these when I put on any of the OOLA oils, as well as Abundance oil. I love to use those with my Abundance oil. And I usually have people that stop me and say, oh my goodness, what do you have on? I don't know what it is, but it smells really yummy. So, all right, so tonight, let's first get some balance going on. So we're going to do the OOLA Balance, because everybody needs a little bit of balance in our life, right? All right, so I'm going to get my OOLA Balance going here. Love, love, love it. And shoot, why not? We're going to do OOLA Grow too. Just because I also want to grow. I want to grow in my business. I want to grow in my faith. I want to grow in relationships. Gosh, fitness is a big thing, especially right now. I think everybody's starting with getting back to January 1st. Everybody is kind of on this kick. They want to get healthier for the year. I was not really blessed, but in a sense, I was blessed. I had the stomach flu over the weekend, so that really, really kind of helped me decide that maybe I will start on a healthy food kick, since, I don't know, God decided to clean me out one way or the other. So, all right, so let's talk about OOLA. What does the word OOLA mean? What the word OOLA mean, it's, first of all, it's a noun, and it is the state of awesomeness. So everybody should want to have a little bit of OOLA in their life, right? And I like to think of Paris, like ooh la la, right? Because when you're thinking of something that's ooh la la, you want it. Because whatever it is, it's awesome. So what a great word. OOLA, state of being awesomeness. The other thing too is, I gotta flip my book here. Young Living and Dr. Dave and Dr. Troy joined together, which absolutely love it. They came together on this OOLA 7 infused oils, and they are fantastic. So they took the concept of OOLA and what everybody wants and what everybody wants to strive to be, which is we want to have better fitness. We want to have more faith. We want to maybe have better finances, or we want to have maybe we want to work better in the field that we're in. And they took those thoughts and then they added the oils to it. So it truly is, that's why it's called infused, because it literally infused two great different I don't want to say companies, but I mean, I guess companies, but it was like a marriage between the two. So it's fantastic. All right, I am going to start with faith, because faith is a big one for me. And OOLA Faith, one of the things I love about this is I use this oil just about every day, or especially when I am doing services. I do most of the preaching now at our church since my dad's passing, and I'm also worship leader. So this oil works very well for me. And even on those days, I mean, when I feel like my faith is maybe yay big or even smaller, just a drop of faith totally will it transforms me. I feel like God is definitely there. He hasn't left me. What's really neat about the OOLA oils too is that they made these bands, and each band that has the oil, so like this is faith, has a band with a affirmation on it. And this one is faith, and it says, I am grateful, humble, and fully connected. How awesome is that? And I want to talk about that too for just a quick second. One of the other things that when Christy and I went down to the OOLA Palooza that we were taught was, and it kept getting said over and over and over, and Christy, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. The biggest phrase that they kept trying to tell us was, be grateful, have faith. In everything that comes against you and so on and so forth, have faith and be grateful. And one of the hardest things to do is what? Be grateful when you just flat out don't want to be grateful. But I can guarantee you, if you will just even find that small little bit of gratefulness in there, you're going to feel a lot better. All right, so that is OOLA Faith. Now let's jump on to OOLA Fitness, because like I said, there's so many people out there right now that are in the fitness. This is just a big time of year for fitness, right? So this is this is the fitness oil. This oil, I should have told you guys what was in them. Like I said, I don't have the greatest lighting in here. Cypress and balsam. Has basil, probably why I like that smell. It also has marjoram, peppermint, Idaho blue spruce. It's got a few other things in here too. Anyways, fitness. So if you are getting ready to work out for the day, this would be a great oil to put on. Now, today I didn't work out, but I did use this today. This morning when I got started, I took all of my supplements and I used the fitness oil because I really was hoping to stay as true to what I brought for lunch as I possibly could. And I have to say, I did really well today with what I ate. It wasn't my favorite thing to eat, but I did really well. And so I really feel like just adding that little drop really made a difference for me today. How about OOLA fun? How many of you guys like to have fun? I sometimes forget to have fun with everything else I got going on. I just forget that we're supposed to have fun. So here is your OOLA fun. Okay. And OOLA family. I think I'll come back to that one. Got a lot I could say about the OOLA family. Let's go to OOLA finance. Again, there's the band that goes with this. It says, I am financially free and living abundantly. Oh my gosh. If that's not something that I know I have to tell myself every single day, is I am financially free and I am living abundantly, because it's so easy to get in that mully grub of feeling like there's not enough, or I wish I could do more, or I just want to go buy something and I can't. It's okay, because I don't really need anything, and everything that I do need, God provides for me anyways. And I have so much abundance. When I think about, I have tons of friends. Many of you are Facebook friends. But just, God has just really blessed me abundantly with so many different things. So I love that one. And I like the fragrance of this one too, is a good one. And I have to tell you, I don't know how many of you guys use Abundance, but I actually take a drop of Abundance and a drop of Finance on a little cotton ball, and I just literally take it and I run it right across each one of my bills in my wallet. I don't know. I've had people say, oh, your money smells really good. I'm like, oh, well, good. That's awesome. I hope that it comes back to me. So, how about OOLA Friends? We just talked a little bit about Friends. This is another one. This one smells really good too. My dad used to say, I can remember hearing people say, well, I just don't have any friends. And my dad would always say, well, you have to be a friend to make a friend. So if you need social life and you need friends, unfortunately, you're going to have to go out and you're going to have to be a friend to somebody. Find somebody to be a friend to. But if I were you, I'd also use my friend's oil, because that's going to help you. And not only that, but and Chrissy, I have to tell you, part of my my wristbands are in the car, and my daughter has my car, so I can't read off all of the affirmation bands. I'm sorry. Long story. Anyways, so the friends, like I said, each one of these oils has a affirmation band, and you can order those. I don't know if we can probably post the link on this event someplace that you guys can go in there, because there's actually a really good book. I wanted to talk about that too. OOLA, Finding Balance in an Unbalanced World. I got a story about that. But they also just launched, or are getting ready to launch, the OOLA Woman's, I don't think it's out yet. I think they're getting ready to launch it. They've created a book literally for women, and you could pre-order that at one point. I think a month ago you could still pre-order that. So anyways, check that out. I'm hoping that we can possibly get that link up. I don't know, Christy didn't say yes or no, but I'm sure we can. If not, you can just go to OOLA.com and go from there. They have all sorts of different things that you can purchase. They've got the book. They have the affirmation bands. They have, oh, these are really cool too. When we went to the OOLA Palooza, they gave us a surfboard, first of all, which was pretty cool. And I don't have time to really have you look at all the detail, but it was pretty awesome. But they also have these little stickers, and when you go through the book, so you get these stickers and you go through the book, and these are your goals. Okay, so after you go through all of the different oils, and we still have 2 that we're going to go through, then you can go through and you can pick out goals. All right, and you want to kind of concentrate on maybe 1 or 2 goals at a time, because if we start getting into 3 and 4 goals, what happens? We usually don't, for me, I can't do it. I need to concentrate on 1 or 2 things. So when I'm working on one, let's just pick one goal, okay? And I'm working on one goal, I will literally use like that particular oil. So if it's faith, I'm working on faith that day, I'm going to use my faith oil. And I'll also use like OOLA Grow or OOLA Balance to go along with that. So, but those stickers are pretty cool. They had us go through and pick out, we had to come up with, I think, 1 goal for each of the 7 F's. And when we first started out, we had like tons of goals. And then as the conference went on, we kind of honed in on like 1 goal per oil. So, and then the next oil here is Field. So Field would be, this one says, I am pursuing my purpose in life. So think about that. We each have a different field that we're either in or going into. Maybe our field happens to just strictly be Young Living. That is amazing. I hope to be there one day, and one day soon. But I also am a caregiver, and so this oil is a good oil to use for that. That's the field that I'm in. All right, so maybe you're a nurse. This would be an oil that you would use to help you with that, and then you could say that affirmation every single day. I am pursuing my purpose in life. And you might find out that might not be your purpose in life. You might be drawn or called to do something different. Last but not least, oil is OOLA Family. Yikes. We all have at least that, excuse me, 1 person in our family, right? Or 2 or 3 or 7. Anyways, this oil comes in very handy whenever we have certain family functions and they're not on my side of the family. I'm just going to say that. Oops, that might have been something I shouldn't have said, but who cares? That particular affirmation says, I am unconditionally loving, patient, and respectful. Yeah, that's a really hard one to swallow, because it's sometimes not easy to be unconditionally loving. Do you understand what it means to be unconditionally loving? Do you? Do you? Like, I have to ask myself, Erin, do you understand the words coming out of your own mouth? What it means to be unconditionally loving? And I have to say, yeah, I do know what that means. And I have a hard time sometimes doing it. I don't always have a lot of patience. Respectful, that I think I'm okay with, because I was taught to be respectful. I was taught to especially respect those in authority over me, or just respect somebody that's older than me. So that I don't necessarily think I have a hard time with, but I really have to, these are great. This is a great oil because it does help me to keep myself in check and be loving when I don't want to be. It's sometimes hard to be loving when those that you're supposed to be loving on are not loving to you. That's a whole nother story, a whole nother subject that we're not going to get into. But so those are the 7 oils. So we have family and field, friends, finance, fitness, fun, and faith. Do I have any questions about those so far? Okay. Then I want to talk about, go back to the word OOLA for a minute. So remember I said OOLA is a noun, and it is, the definition means state of awesomeness. So if you want to have complete awesomeness in your life on a day-to-day basis, you're really the only person that can make that happen. Nobody else can make that happen for you. And OOLA, the title of the book on OOLA is called OOLA, Find Balance in an Unbalanced World. Well, we definitely live in a very unbalanced world. But with the help of the oils, with the help of the affirmation bands, with the help of prayer, we can find balance in that unbalanced world. And the other thing that they taught us is we have blockers. And I actually feel like I'm having a block tonight. I feel like I'm blocked tonight. And here's probably a really good story. A little bit about myself, and Brian Davis, if you're still listening, don't giggle. But today was just not a good day for me. And I really honestly don't know why. I woke up, I had a bad dream, I was sad about my dad, there was no school, which meant my kids are home alone, which means I'm going to come home to probably a messy house, which then my job meant I have to go take care of more children, and they're not at school, and the roads were crappy. I mean, it was just everything. I just felt like everything possible was coming against me. And by the time I got to work, I was bawling and in tears. One, because I was scared to death on the road. I had a guy push me off the side of the road, so that was scary. All these things just fighting against me. And I honestly, it took me about 2.5 hours after I got to work before I could even slightly settle down. And all day long, I felt like I was just so, I don't know, tightened up. I felt blocked. I mean, I felt like I had so many blockers I needed to remove, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And one of the neat things is, when I finally got a few minutes to myself and I could go and use some of the different oils, and trust me, you guys will all laugh at me, but I actually carry all 7 of those oils in my purse. Oh, plus OOLA Grow and OOLA Balance, along with Abundance and you name it. I probably have 25 different oils I carry with me in my purse. So I have plenty of oils to pick from. And honestly, the oils that I chose out of the OOLA ones was the OOLA Balance and OOLA Faith. I needed that. And I also grabbed some Abundance oil. And then Brian, thank you, because he actually back and forth today kept checking on me. Are you okay? And are you okay? And how's it going? And I'm like, I really wanted to just tell you, this is exactly how it's going. But I honestly, when I finally allowed myself to just kind of chill out, and I could think about the things that, like, I had to stop and think, okay, what transpired today? Like, what was that snowball effect that got the ball going in the first place? Like, there was one thing that triggered this entire day. And why did I allow that to just snowball affect the whole rest of my day? And then I had to sit there and decide, okay, I've got 2 choices. I can continue to be grumpy, crabby, sad, depressed, or I can suck it up. I can find balance in my own unbalanced world. And then, yeah, thank you, Chrissy. And then 3:30 rolls around the clock. I'm like, yes, I'm out of here. Woohoo! I leave work. I'm heading home, and I decided to take a couple minutes and make some phone calls, because sometimes that's a really good time for me. I've got about a 30 to 45 minute drive. And just prior to me doing that, my upline, my friend, texted me and said, hey, how is it going today? And I don't remember what my response was, but I just said, I think maybe I've had better or not been the best. And she's like, okay, never mind then. And I thought, she must want to do something fun. I should put my OOLA fun oil on, because I really need some fun right now, but I really need to go home. And so I decided to call her. And thank God she answered the phone. And I'm like, hey. And she's like, hey, what's going on? And I'm like, oh, this is what's happened today, and so on and so forth. And oh, she says my response was not awesome. She's right. My day was not awesome. There was nothing OOLA about my day. And she proceeded to say, well, I was wondering if you could teach on OOLA tonight. I'm not really even sure if I said anything. I know that I cracked up laughing because I just thought, seriously? And she doesn't know this except now, because I'm saying it, but my first thought was, Lord, are you kidding me? Like, I've had one of the crappiest days ever, and then you dump this in my lap? Like, I'm just supposed to say, oh yeah, Chrissy, no problem, I can go ahead, I'll do OOLA, because OOLA is so awesome, and it's just so grand, it's so great, right? So, joking aside, though, I told her, I said, I'll tell you what, you let me get home, give me like an hour, let me unwind, and I will let you know. Well, and I think I for sure called her within an hour. It might have been even a little sooner than an hour, because I got home and those things that I had been asking about all day long and asking the Lord to really show me, like, what's wrong with me today? Why am I allowing my day to be so crappy? And I called her and I said, yes, Chrissy, I will definitely do OOLA. She's like, well, are you sure? Because I can do it. I'm like, no, I want to do OOLA. I will do OOLA. And I said, I need to suck it up. I've been kind of a brat today. So I need to have some awesomeness. And see, that's what I'm saying. I am the only person that can change my situation. I'm the only person that can change the way that I felt. Not Chrissy can't change the way that I felt. Speaking to, Brian Davis back and forth today, he can't change the way that I feel. They can make me feel better. They can encourage me, but they can't make this change how this feels. It's impossible. The only person that can do that is me. And that is when we let down the things that are those blockers and we allow them to become unblocked. And the really cool thing is, and I don't have time to look in the book, but there's also accelerators. Am I correct on that, Chrissy? There's blockers and then there's accelerators. And so you want to find those things that will help you kind of accelerate, which we know that the word accelerate means to go faster or to work. So if you're blocked, that means what? That means you're stuck. You're not going anywhere. But when you can find things to accelerate you, okay, gratitude is one of those. When you find those kinds of things that can help accelerate, think about when you're riding a bike. If you're going up a hill, right? I think I can. You get to the top, and then before you know it, you're going down the hill and you've completely accelerated at top-notch speed. When that happens, you've reached this right here. And then you know that you have found balance within that unbalanced world. And I want you to think about this. This is your world. I'm not talking about the big wide world. I'm talking about your world. You have to find balance within yourself. And when you can do that, that's when that release happens. And that's when you can accelerate. and I feel a ton better. So, any questions about that? I wish I could quickly find all of the different accelerators. Gratitude was one of them. I think love is one. Because things that would be blockers would be like self-sabotage or anger. And trust me, I was totally there today with the anger. Let's see. Quickly, love, yep. Discipline, gratitude. I know there's a few more in here. Honestly, you guys, if you get a chance, I know there's so many different books that are out there right now that everybody is really wanting to read. If you can swing it, order this book. Borrow it from somebody. I've got a copy of it. If somebody wants to borrow my book, you're more than welcome to come and get it from me. I just ask that you return it. That's it. You can read it. When you're done, bring it back to me. It really is an excellent book. That's it. That's all I got. The book is totally worth the read. Thank you again, Chrissy.